you're feeling tired and achy, it could be the surprising daily habits that fuel your inflammation. Now, if you are an executive mom juggling a demanding job, family responsibilities, and a packed schedule, feeling run down or achy feels like a part of the package, feels like part of being a mom, and that too a busy mom with a busy job. Maybe you chalk it up to stress, poor sleep, inadequate, like those night wake ups that we have with children sometimes, or simply just getting older. But what if your body is actually dealing with inflammation and your everyday habits are quietly making your inflammation worse? Now, in today's video, we are going to talk about if you're basically, are your daily habits increasing your inflammation? And what are the signs to watch out for? And of course, we're going to talk about a solution, an easy solution. So before we get into the topic for today, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck and nerve pain, despite low energy levels and brain fog or mommy brain or lack of focus. So I do this by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modifications, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, with adrenal fatigue, those of you who are familiar with it, it has a lot of symptoms. However, the ones that I had were lack of energy and low energy levels and a lack of focus. So here I am trying to help you with my personal experience and my professional expertise, hoping that I can help you cut down your pain and adrenal fatigue journey a bit shorter than what I had to go through. Anyway, so let's get into the topic for today because hey, we are moms, we are busy people, right? So we are talking about if you're feeling tired and achy, it could be the surprising daily habits that are fueling your inflammation. Now, as I was saying, most working moms or most women or anybody who's suffering from inflammation does not realize or has no idea how much your daily routine could be contributing to that pain, fatigue, and even that brain fog, right? And they definitely do not. Realize that it is due to inflammation because usually with inflammation we associate it with illness, with injury, but it can silently build up over time from seemingly small lifestyle choices that we make on an everyday basis. Now let's break this down a bit further. So, what exactly do I mean by low grade inflammation? Now, inflammation is not always a bad thing. It is basically your body's natural response to stress or injury. But when that stress is constant, we'll talk about some of the signs. So, when that stress is constant, as in it does not go down, but day after day, the stress builds up, your body starts to stay in the defense mode longer than it should. That's when the inflammation becomes a long-term issue or a problematic issue. It's not just that short-term response of the body where it is working towards healing, it's contributing towards the healing mechanism of the body. It is actually becoming a problem in itself, that inflammation. So, what are the signs, some of the common signs that indicate that you may be dealing with some daily inflammation or inflammation on a daily basis? If you wake up sore, stiff, or swollen, even without a big workout, or even, I mean, without any reason whatsoever, it could be inflammation. Of course, the signs that I'm talking about could be because of multiple other reasons, but these are some of the common ones you will see when you have that low grade daily inflammation. So if you crash hard by mid-afternoon, or you feel that you're dragging throughout the day, it could be the hidden inflammation. Or your brain feels foggy and focusing takes more effort than it usually does. Or you are dealing with, say, a nerve or a joint pain that um, flares up unpredictably. Usually, with joint pain and nerve pain, there's a pattern. You'd have a trigger that flares up the pain, or you would have a pattern throughout the day that goes on and off with the pain. But if there is like an unpredictable flare-ups, then that could be chalked down to inflammation. Now, these are, of course, some of the common signs your nervous system and immune system are overloaded, and inflammation could be the root cause of it. Now, what are those everyday habits that I've been talking about till now? So, everyday habits that quietly fuel your inflammation could be like you're not realizing it. You could be doing these things to make you stay stuck in the stress mode that actually flares up the inflammation. So if say you are skipping meals or you are hungry and you're grabbing those sugar loaded snacks between say your meetings, or when you're with your children, you don't have time to cook something, you're just going to grab those sugary snacks. Sugar is a major, major cause of inflammation in your body. It's only good for your taste buds, as in it feels good for your taste buds, but the moment sugar hits your body, it is, I mean, I feel strongly about this, but it is something that really goes in and does a lot of damage because it causes inflammation throughout your body. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. If you spend long hours in front of, say, screens, you're at work or you're watching Netflix without any movement breaks, we are talking about long hours. So we're talking like, um, when you're sitting at your desk, say you're in a meeting or you're working on a project or you're studying for something and you're sitting there 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, right? So ideally, we should move every 20 minutes or so. It might sound excessive, but it could be simply just, shuffling from one side to another in the chair, really, to prevent those stresses from building up on your spine and joints, which eventually can lead to inflammation. Now, if you go to bed late and you feel very exhausted when you wake up, that could also fuel your inflammation because what happens is your body has a natural healing mechanism. Every night there is, and now I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you look at the traditional, I think it's Chinese medicine. If you look at the traditional system of medicine, it says that at certain hour, certain organs of the body go undergo detox. Anyway, you don't need to get into the nitty-gritties. That's just, in case you're curious. But throughout the night when you're sleeping, your body is rejuvenating, healing, getting rid of the dead cells, and wherever there's an injury or something where healing is needed, the body's trying to take care of all that. So if you do not go to bed on time, say you're having late night snacks or you're moving around, the body is not able to do that rest and repair. And of course, if somebody's supposed to do the work in 8 hours and you give them only 4 hours to do the work, they will not be able to do a good job at it. Same goes for your body. So you will wake up feeling exhausted. Now, if you are pushing through your pain or stress without proper recovery, this is valid for injuries. This is for people who go to the gym and do not take rest days or take rest at all. If you have, say, a tennis elbow, a disc issue, any pathology basically in the body, any problem or disease in the body, or any mechanical injury in the body, and you are pushing through the pain. You don't have that balance between pain and rest, and you do not have the proper recovery. That could also lead to inflammation. Anyway, so all this, and of course, there's much more that can quietly fuel your inflammation. However, the good news is reversing your daily inflammation does not need crash diets or hours in the gym or those well, anti-inflammatory diets have a place of their own, but you don't have to do so much because really, if you're a working mom, anything, or even if you're just a mom, who's got the time to do all this, right? So, what you can try is some strategic shifts in your posture, in your movement, in your food. Of course, you don't want those sugary snacks. And in your bedtime or your rest time, you can already start to feel better. However, if you need help to figure out where to really start, I recommend that you join or have at least have a look at the 11-day Jumpstart. This is a program that is specially designed for reducing your pain, boosting your energy, calming down your nervous system, basically easing the inflammation without adding more mental stress or to your day or without putting more on your plate, really. You can obviously join for free, but there is a minimal cost involved. And I say minimal, it is actually minimal. So that's just for anyway, so that's just something that I wanted to point out. It's not absolutely free, but I would say it is worth it. I've been doing this for quite some time and I can see the differences. So, anyway, if you want the details, what I've done is I have written a blog on this topic, which is called Are Your Daily Habits Increasing Inflammation? Signs to Watch Out For and an Easy Solution. So, it's a long, long name there, but I will leave a link to this blog in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you cannot find it, or if you're a busy mom like me and you really can't be bothered to look for it, I'm guilty of that. But anyway, no judgment here. If you can't find it, cannot be bothered to look for it, or really you want it coming to you, just drop a comment below, message me, whatever works for you, and I will send it across to you. So in that blog, you will also find a couple of other helpful links to other blogs that explain the things that I've been talking about. It also has a video in there which talks about three simple, effective ways to lower your inflammation and feel better. This is apart from that 11 days jumpstart program that I talked about. Anyway, I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, any comments, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.